So you just signed your first SMA client on some crazy guarantee and now you're not sure how to actually deliver results. Well, in this video, I'll be breaking down exactly that. I'll be showing you guys how am I able to actually guarantee my clients a 7x return on ad spend with meta ads, right? I'll be breaking down how am I able to find winning offers in each market. And not only that, I'll be setting up these campaigns live to show you guys how I actually run them for my clients. And finally, I'll be showing you guys the automations that I put in place to help convert these leads into appointments, right? So if you need help implementing any of these systems, just drop me a DM on my Instagram. I'm more than happy to help out. Hey guys, as I said earlier, in this video, I'll be breaking down how am I able to deliver my SMA clients 7x ROAS with Facebook ads, right? So let's get straight into it, right? So you just signed a client, right? What you want to do now is obviously do market research behind what is actually working in the market in terms of B2C ads for the specific market, right? For example, right, if you're in home remodeling, right, what I do is I'd search, home remodeling ads that are currently working to see what I can potentially make as an attractive creative. Right, so how do you do this, right? Essentially, what you want to do is go to the ads library, right? The ads library is, the most resourceful place to see what is currently working in the market, right? And essentially, I'd filter it for United States and search up bathroom remodeling if I was in the remodeling industry, right? And then I'd filter it out for active ads, and just scroll down, right? Based on, scrolling down, the more older the ad is, the more likely it's working because obviously the people or the agency that's doing the ad for the current clients that they have, right? If it wasn't making their client money, they'd turn it off, right? For example, this has been running since January 10th. This obviously means that this ad has been working, right? So that's where I'd get my initial ideas from, right? So what do you do next, right? Obviously, you need to craft offer, right? Because there's no point coming into the market and having a generic offer because at the end of the day, if you have a generic offer, your ad will not work because at the end of the day, everyone is advertising the same area as you for that specific service. So you want something that will look attractive in the market, right? And the way you can do that is through positioning, right? Because most of the people in the market, what they usually do is they advertise, let's say 10% off, right? 10% off. Right? So what is 10% off? None of us even know what 10% off a job or, whatever niche you are in. Nobody knows what 10% off discounted the service is, right? So how would I position it differently is actually showing a numerical value behind it. So for example, if you're in a bathroom or kitchen remodeling industry, right? I know for a fact that 10% off a bathroom remodeling job, right, is probably like $1,000 off. So instead of putting 10% off, I position it differently, right? I'd write, $1,000 off, right? Something like that, So obviously, once you have the offer, the next thing that you have to do is obviously create the creatives, the copies, everything that's required in order to launch the ad campaign. So how do you do that? So obviously, to create the creatives, what you want to do is you want to go on Canva, right? And Canva has everything already made up for you. And specifically what I find works best in most industries actually is just having simple collages of the projects, or if you're in med spa, of like, the results of having the treatment, right? If you're auto detailing, like different results of like the auto detailing work that's been done on the car, right? So how would you do this? Essentially, you just click an ad page, right? And you just write, you go in design, right? You just write collage, right? And here, boom, right? And here you can put your client's logo. And here you can just I already have an example here, but you can just, copy and paste on, Google search, pictures of jobs, right? So essentially, there you go, boom, you already have your creative sorted, right? So it's pretty simple. And when it comes to creating the copies, right, what you're going to do is just go on ChatGPT. Hey, ChatGPT, my client is based in Hawthorne, California, for example. Hawthorne, California. Create ad copies for Facebook ads. The offer is $1,000 off, and we are advertising bathroom remodeling. All right. So here you're gonna get a lot of different copies, right? What I suggest you guys do is get at least 5, because the more you have, the more you test out, the better results that you can get. Right, so once you have the ad copies, now make me some headlines. Keep it short and add some emojis. Right? There you go. You already have your headlines. Right, so you have all the, basically, if you have your creative, you have the copies, you have the headlines, you basically have all the material required in order to launch the advertisement. So how do you do that? Right, so essentially what you want to do is go in Ads Manager, right? As you can see here, right, I'm not joking when it comes to delivering my clients results, right? This client has spent like $4,872 with us so far, right? Meaning that he's definitely getting the results that he wants, right? So let's just create an example here. What you want to do is, you click on create, right? You're going to click on leads, right? You're going to go next, manage leads campaign, right? Pretty simple stuff. Here you're going to just name it your agency name, for example, agency name. And then here you're going to put, the date, because obviously you want to know what date you started the campaign. And basically what you want to do is turn on Advantage Campaign Budget Plus. I highly suggest you guys do that and allow Facebook to target the audience that you want. And here put like $35 a day or whatever the spend that you required, whatever the spend you signed your client on, right? So it's 50, put 50, it's 35, put 35, whatever it is, just put it down, right? And obviously in this part of the campaign level, that's all you have to do, right? The next thing is obviously the ad set level. So what do you do here? Essentially, again, you name it after the targeting, and I highly suggest you guys use broad targeting. So here you'd write broad, and then you put the date. Reason being is broad is king when it comes to running advertising. Let Facebook choose where to place these ads for you, because now the algorithm is smart. So let Facebook do all the work, right? And here you're gonna click instant forms, right? Because we're going to be using instant forms of this strategy. We're not going to use landing pages or anything else like that, because when it comes to ads, right, if you're not spending like up to $100 a day, I don't suggest you guys use landing pages, because you're not going to get enough volumes of leads, and then you're just going to lose your clients, right? So here you select your Facebook page of your client, right? Then you scroll down, make sure dynamic creative is off, right? And then you just schedule it for the next day, at the earliest time possible. So for example, 8 a.m., right? So obviously you can start at the according time, make sure the whole budget is being spent out accordingly, right? Next thing is you want to pick the location. For example, if your client is in obviously the United States, what you want to do if you're doing local lead gen is, select the area they're in, right? So if I Hawthorne, New York, right? I just put around the radius. You just select the radius that your client is in. So if he's doing 50 miles, around the area, do 50 miles. If he's doing 20, do 20. Right, whatever it is. For example's sake, I'm gonna just put 30 down here, right? So obviously here, what you want to do is switch to original preferences. Reason being is what I find usually is that when you have advantage audiences on, it doesn't get you the results that you want, because Facebook will start spending money where you don't want it to go. You don't want to use it, so always use original audience preferences, right? So that's pretty much it here, right? And don't touch anything else, because as I said, you guys want to be running it broad, right? Obviously, the next step here is to create the ads, right? So what you're gonna do here is this: you can basically duplicate the whole process. So here, creative one, and then you put the date, select the Facebook page, right? You're gonna create your form. When it comes to creating your form, you're gonna put your agency name and the date. Always select more volume, because that's what's going to get you the volume that you want, and then you can disqualify it yourself based on the questions that you ask, right? Intro, just write a short intro. Hey, claim $1,000 off your next landscaping project, and here what I usually do is I just list out a couple USPs. Just go on ChatGPT, be like, list me 5 USPs with emojis, keep them short. It's for the lead form, right? So here, just copy and paste this. Like for example, copy and paste each process. Like I'm not gonna do it all over again. I'm just gonna keep it short for video's sake, right? Then obviously next, you're gonna click next. Now, depending on the niche that you're in, for example, if you're landscaping, if you're modeling, or any contracting niche, you'd always wanna ask 2 questions, right? But in any niche, you always want to ask. The more questions you ask, the more qualified the lead is. But make sure not to ask too many questions, because if you ask too many questions, then obviously there'll be too much friction, right? And you don't want too much friction, because you will not get enough leads. So, right, for example, what services are you interested? What services are you interested in? And here you just list out, the service. For example, for remodeling, you just put bathroom remodeling, kitchen remodeling. Basically, the services that your clients do and that he wants to advertise. Next question is what I usually ask is, when are you looking for the job job to be completed. And the reason why I asked this is because I want to know who's actually just exploring the options and who's actually looking to make a change now with their home, right? For example, here I write within 2 weeks, within 1 month, and then just exploring options, right? And then when it comes to description here, just write your information is safe with us. And then here you're gonna autofill email, full name, you're gonna use number, right? You're gonna use obviously the address, you wanna know where this lead is located. And that's pretty much all the information that you need. And then you just click next, right? And for privacy policy, what you wanna do essentially is just tell, generate me a privacy policy link, right? Sorry, generate me a privacy policy description, right? Okay, then what you're gonna do is, copy and paste it onto a Google Doc, right? And what you're gonna do now is you're just gonna click share with others, save, you're gonna share with others, you're just gonna copy the link, done, paste it onto here, and that's all you're gonna do. And then you can bypass this and click next. And for the ending, just put this and put the client's website. And that's pretty much your form created, right? Very simple stuff, very simple stuff. You don't know how to do this, it's not rocket science, right? Then you select the lead form that you're gonna use. And then here you're gonna set up your creative. You're gonna click image add, right? If you have images. And now what we're gonna do is obviously save the image that we created here. We're just gonna save it, download, and then what you're gonna do is obviously, write the primary text first. So that means the copies that we created, right? So I'm just gonna put one, for example. You're just gonna copy here, right? And then obviously you're gonna put more, add text options and add the rest. And then for the headlines, you're just gonna scroll down, right? And just copy the headlines from here as well. And then as well as that, what you're gonna do is obviously click on more options and add the other options that you place. Because the reason why is because the more you test, the more you be able to get better results, because the copy that you initially put might not be the one that's highly converting, right? Description, get your free quote, unlock your $1,000 voucher. I'm just speed running this right for you guys. And then here you're gonna click get quote. Then here next thing is you're gonna go to media, and then you're gonna select the media that you want, right? For example, here I'm just gonna select the media, drag and drop the media that I'm gonna put in, right? The one that I auto generated from Canva, and then I'm gonna click next, right? And then what you want to do is obviously you're just gonna duplicate this, right? Say you duplicate it here, right? Depending on how much creatives you created. And I obviously suggest that you guys create at least 5 creatives, test at least 5 creatives, especially on the budget that you have, because you never know what's not working, what doesn't work. And the more data you have, the better results that you're gonna get. And then here, what you're gonna do is once you duplicate it, you're gonna go here, right? You're gonna go to your duplicated ad, and then you're gonna go up, and then you're just gonna edit media, right? And select a new ad and next, or upload the new ad that you have, saved, right? So that's pretty much it when it comes to setting up the ads, right? But how do you actually get your client results is once you launch the ads, you want to have automations in place. So when the lead, right, you actually have a system which is actually replying to them and helping your client book these leads into appointments, right? Because obviously the more value you add for your client, the more money will follow, right? And when it comes to creating a system, what you want to do essentially is create a simple automation, right? Which I call lead-in. And essentially how it works for me and for my clients, when a lead comes in, all I do is ask them first, hey, I ask them, is this contact name, right? So the contact name that comes in, I just ask them, like, is this, for example, Zach, KSC Home Improvement. Then I wait, right? Wait for them to reply. I just put another question mark here, right? If they do reply, I just send them out an automatic text saying, hey, this is Katie from KSC Home Improvement. We saw that you're interested in the service, that they selected. Please let us know when we'd be available for a free estimate. And that way they automatically reply to you with a time and date, and all you have to do is book them in, or your client books them in. So you're basically doing the work for them, with simple automations. You're systemizing it, right? That's why you have more leverage. And if you're able to sell them systems, you'll definitely make them more money, right? So once they reply, right, you just say thank you. If they do not reply to this initial message, just, have you booked your estimate yet? And if they don't reply at all, like I said, question mark, and then I just send another, do we have the right number? I'm just checking up to see if we're actually speaking to the right person, right? It's just a simple workflow, right? So that's pretty much it, right? So if you have all these systems in place, and if you set the ads up the way I told you to set them up, you'll definitely get your clients the results that they want, all right? So stay tuned, guys. Keep watching my content. If you're liking it, subscribe and comment on what videos I should do next. And again, if you need help one-on-one, just drop me a DM on my Instagram down below. I'm more than happy to hop on a call with you guys and help you guys implement all these systems so that you guys can retain your clients. Thank you.